So you guys, the way you are doing goat farming, for me, I believe that 5 years from now is something that is going to be big. Today I'll be testing some goat meat. A well-known chef came to the farm to make some goat food for some content creator to test. The question is, am I going to love it? It seems the chef had a surprise for me as he prepared goat meat like never before.
If the production is not right,
yes,
then the value addition is going to be corrupted. So it's very important that the production is done properly.
You guys are clever. People have a tendency of abusing their animals. However, I learned a thing or two from mash goats.
I had to stop these guys because we are not encouraging animal cruelty.
But generally, there's a global demand for goat which is going up.
How is this beneficial to goats? Help me to understand.
But people have been coming here and have been asking me here, like, why do you keep a lot of bricks here, especially this time whilst you're still doing your developments? This is also healthy for your animals. You can have this for your animals as a play area. This also helps covert the problem of hooves. So automatically, you are essentially doing a hoof trimming when goats goes on the bricks on and off. So even the kids, you can see, they like to play here, and yeah, it is what it is. Today I'm not going to speak much about the goats. It's all about the value addition.
Yes. Chef Masimba is a well-known chef. He's the founder of Goat Orders, which specialize in goat meat. For the first time, I saw a goat that looks like it's never meant to socialize with humankind.
As Zimbabwe, we are saying, let's all work together and we'll become one of the outspoken people globally. So guys, let the animals be comfortable. Let the animals be comfortable. Can I get one bale of yay there?
So I'm here, guys, with mashed goats. For me, I don't know much about goat farming or farming in general. I'm just a content creator, but I'm happy that, you know, when you meet people like him, you get to learn a lot. And in this case, he said, you know what, period, I think I'm going to use this as an example. Yeah, people do this more often, but it's not good. It's animal cruelty. It's animal cruelty.
Yes.
And this goat is being transferred to somewhere else, and it's not supposed to be tied up like the way it is right now. So they are letting it free so that it can travel freely. Is it possible for me to have my goats and then at the same time say, hey, I'm failing to find the market?
Market, my brother, is nothing you can ever mention. I'll be very frank with you.
Yeah.
For us in Zimbabwe, to start to be considered actually in terms of goat farming, pure breeds, we're looking at round about maybe getting a flock of maybe 3 million pure breeds once off, distributed countrywide.
Yes.
Then we can start saying we have goats in Zimbabwe. The Mashona goat, the Matebele, they're all going instinct. Drive past that road going to Shtungwiza, Seke, Wedza, you find 5 to 10 trucks offloading every day. So if you look, say 5 to 10 trucks, 3 ton to 10 ton, how many goats do you think are being delivered there every day and being slaughtered and, you know, pushing extinction of these animals?
Especially the Mashona. You mentioned the Mashona.
Mashona is on the verge of dying. I would say I've open hands to the government.
Yeah.
You know, if I can wake up one day with a farm, I would love to only produce the Mashona in Mashona land and get another farm in Matebele land to produce only the Matebeles so that we keep them growing and they don't go extinct.
So that's the problem.
I mean, we've got a very big problem, you know, because the nature of the business is very extractive. You know, it's not regenerative. So people are just going into these rural areas and harvesting and not planting.
It's happening a lot. I mean, you see trucks every day.
Exactly.
Every single day.
So they're just extracting and no generation at all back in the rural areas.
There is no generation.
There's no generation.
So we are saying at the end of the day, if there could be a government scheme that can bring forth, it can be to us or to other players in the industry to push and make sure that animals are being produced in the very, very good areas where they are being taken from and being slaughtered here. Let's go to Mount Darwin. Let's introduce crossbreeding. Let's introduce pure breeding.
For me,
let's fix the plans, the infrastructure,
exactly,
you know, things like that, nutrition. so that we've got goats growing in those very areas more than what we're having now, where people are just going to harvest, and take to market.
Because I think the reason why people in the rural areas are selling their goats at a cheaper price, the reason why you see a lot of trucks going there taking goats is because of drought.
I stand to correct you there.
Please,
it's not a matter of draft. I think, they have the animals. But what is getting them to sell all these animals? They don't know where the animals are going. Our people, our grandmothers, our grandparents are busy being exploited by middlemen that are coming from Harare because they have access to the fuel, to the transport, and to the market. So they go there, fetch the goats for $5, a bag of maize meal, salt, they bring them here, they charge $40, $50, $60, $70 an animal.
It's a form of exploitation.
The issue of middlemen is everywhere. I think even farmers who go to Mbare, they even cry about it. I mean, is it something that we can solve anytime soon? I don't think so.
Part of solving it is what is being done here, like work on the infrastructure. Also go and educate like those farmers in the rural areas that the kind of business they're engaging in eventually is going to kill their enterprises. Because no one is investing back into the goat production.
Kevin, what do you lose from waking up in the morning and say, hey,
I'm happy that we get to talk about value addition in this whole situation. I feel like in Zimbabwe, we are sleeping on value addition. So this is a huge step. They are in the right direction.
Well, yeah, definitely. Like, we're part of the new generation of farmers, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're the part of the new generation of farmers that is coming up. And we're encouraging everyone who's watching, please like, subscribe.
Exactly.
And follow the notification of this channel.
You've heard it for yourself.
Because what we're talking about is potentially life-changing. We're talking about next generation goat production, and we are pioneering it.
Exactly.
What we're saying is, yes, value addition needs to happen, and it needs to happen right from the production process. So value addition doesn't just happen by producing goat sausage or goat means or whatever. Value addition starts at the farm. Value addition starts from the farm.
Surprise, guys! We have been wasting a lot of time. So it's all going to be happening here today. Value addition, we're going to be showing you how a goat looks like from the outer to the inner, and how you can cook it and how it can be, everything. So guys, let me gift you with this guy. We are going to use an F1 Kalahari Red, which we are going to be using today.
Check out the size.
So look at the size.
That's what we're talking about. Like when you crossbreed.
So this is the one we're going to slaughter.
Exactly, that red guy. He's a castrate of the mother is a Mashona and the father is a Kalahari Red. So you can see what can happen if you crossbreed. So he could have been sold easily as an F1 breeding back for what? Maybe 150, 200? There he goes.
But the price is good. So this one?
Yeah. You understand? And everyone is just saying, goat meat, goat meat. To me, it's not goat meat. It's gold meat.
You said
brother, this is the gold. This is the gold dust, For gold to be produced, it leaves some dust. So you need to feed your animals. You need to feed them very well.
Okay. So how important is value addition? It seems like those who are clever enough are now focusing more on the value addition.
Yeah, value addition is important. Essentially, you adding value to the meat.
Exactly.
And enabling consumers to, get better quality and better choice.
Exactly.
So value addition is always important in all cases in agriculture. So with goats also, our feeling is that once they're produced, once they're fed the right hay, and you add value to them, it's good for the business, but it's also good for the consumer.
What type of value addition are we talking about? Because I've seen you guys, you talked about burgers. You're making goat meat burgers.
Yeah, that's just part of it. We're talking about processing the meat. Once it's slaughtered and graded, and then we process it into all sorts of things, meatballs, and anything that you can pick up, sausages. polony, the burger patties, pizza. Essentially everything that you get in all the other meats, we can do it with goat. And it's just that our industry is still sort of in its infancy. This is being done in other parts of the world, obviously, but we are like trying to push it strongly here in Zimbabwe. So it's very important for us to be working with like the producers, like what Mash Goats is doing.
Now I understand.
You know, because if the production is not right, then the value addition is going to be corrupted. So it's very important that the production is done properly.
You guys are clever. Because you are on the value addition side, but you're also here with him. You guys are combining, like, coming up, how best can we do this?
The value addition of the goat, my man, is a lot of money. But you need to, as Tatenda said, you can't just look at the goat and see the dollar sign. You've got to invest. You've got to be passionate about the animals. You've got to love the animals. You've got to take care of them. You've got to know what they're about, and that's how you're going to get your return.
Because for me, I'm a Zimbabwean. At the end of the day, most of us are afraid of starting something new. You see? And value addition, when you say value addition in goats, when you say something like that to me, I'm like, I'm scared. I can't venture into something like that. That is why I asked, like, is the revenue good?
Well, if you're talking about goat meat in itself, it's still very much a niche product in our country. So we still need a lot of work to educate the market, for sure. We need to educate the market so that they understand, the multiple products that can come out of the goat.
Exactly.
Because as it is, for sure, if you go into the market as we've tried to do, and you say, there's a goat burger, people look surprised. But you see, that element of surprise is also potentially the source of revenue. You know what I'm saying?
Wonderful.
Look at that. You have some salt. These salt blocks are very essential. So we have this guy here. He is called Toggenbag. Toggenbag.
That's the first time that I'm seeing and even hearing the name. I've seen something like this on TV, like those mountain goats. They look like this.
Well, there's over 1,000 breeds of goats in the world.
Okay.
But I'll let Tatenda explain.
Okay.
So with this is the Toggenbag. It's a milk breed. So if you want to crossbreed your animals to get more milk production, or you want to start a dairy goat farm, you want to make cheese, you want to make lotions, you want to make all products that can be made from goat milk, you get to use the Toggenbag. It's unfortunate we don't have the British Alpine currently, and we don't have the Savannah. Then moving on from the milk breed, we have the 3 majestic breeds for meat. 3 majestic breeds.
The name majestic. You love these breeds so much.
So if you can look at this guy is called Biriwasha. So this is the Kalahari red breed. This is the Kalahari red breed. It's also very good for meat. We're going to be shooting a couple of more videos on breeds. So kindly follow, subscribe, and like, and press the notification button on. So we have this for meat, the Kalahari red. You can see he has good looks, but he doesn't beat me. Then moving from him, we have the outstanding, the most furnitured breed in the world. This is the Boer. The Boer goat. This is the Boer goat. Then moving from the Boer goat, you can see the Boer goat is white and brown, but moving from the Boer goat, I would say personally, I'm not saying guys think like I do, but this is the best breed when it comes to meat you can ever be with. These are the white flowers. You go in your bedroom, when you find white linen, you're excited. When you drive a white car, you're excited. Look at the White House, it's exciting. So this comes plain white. It's called the Savannah breed. So basically this is all we have currently.
So you're saying that Savannah for you is the best when it comes to meat?
And
Savannah.
And the coat, the fur blocks the sun a lot. It reflects the sun because of the fur. So that's part of why it's very adaptable to our context here in Zimbabwe.
What about that one in terms of the environment that we have here in Zimbabwe? Is it quick to adapt, and is it resistant to diseases?
Yeah, goats in general are very adaptable.
Yeah.
So that's a very good thing.
Okay.
So you can get goats. We've got the Sanin goats for milk that have adapted to our environment.
Yeah.
So goats are very, very adaptable. They're quick to adapt.
Okay. So I wanted to ask this because I've seen people keeping goats for meat and breeding, but I've never seen anyone who is doing it for milk, like dairy. Is it the fact that it's hard to do?
On that notion,
Yeah.
let me stand to correct you.
Oh.
We used to have a milk production farm in Marondera, but we are currently working with 2 farmers to resuscitate the same concept of milk breeding.
Yeah.
We have started bringing in some milking goats.
Oh.
We had we had something around Marondera there.
Yeah.
It's closed. Then we have something that just got moved to Melford.
Yeah.
And we are working with 2 farmers. We have 1 farmer here in Rainham. He's sitting already with a flock of almost 30.
This is the first time for me to see something like this, especially in a place where they keep goats. I've never seen anything like it before.
We are trying to make sure that all that hasn't been seen will be seen and will be practiced in Zimbabwe.
Yeah, essentially what you have to understand is that goats are very playful, very artistic animals. They want to play. So when you have a structure like this, you need to make sure that you put in place infrastructure to enable them to play. You're mimicking their natural behavior.
Oh, okay.
That's what we want to try and do when we're doing production, that we're not killing the instinct of the animal. And that's why you saw we're saying like you don't need to tie the goat because you're killing its natural instinct.
Okay, so guys, you have to create a conducive environment for your animals. Another thing that I've noticed with other farmers out there, they buy expensive animals, but they don't invest in feed, they don't invest in animal structures. But it seems like what you're doing it, the way you're doing it here, guys, you are investing so much. Even though sometimes the returns might not be good, but you are trying to maintain that reputation that we can give you the best.
On that notion, Kevin, if you remember very well, people find it very funny. When I say goats is the gold, you know, that is there and ready to be mined. Don't get into this for the money. You understand? You come to me, you have $10,000. You want to buy 10,000 worth of animals.
Yes.
I will tell you, my brother, can we go to your plot? I want to see what you have designed for these animals. It makes no sense, and it's heart destroying, you know, to put all this effort together to bring good quality animals to someone who has earned their money rightfully. You understand? And they don't have the right infrastructure. That's why you see here, we're investing more money in good fencing, in good lighting, in good cameras, in good housing, in good stuff. You know, if you look at our staff, you can see they're well dressed in their uniforms.
Yes.
And why are they dressed in their uniforms? It's because they also need to be comfortable. You understand? So here we have a few of Mashonas and young Matebeles that are representing and putting the country together. So let's work together, let's do it. As you can see, Kevin is here, he's making it happen.
And if you look at the Mashona goat, traditionally the way that it has been kept, also we have to talk about that because it speaks to infrastructure. The way that the Mashona goat has been kept is largely resulted in it becoming smaller and smaller. And it's not necessarily because the Mashona is small by origin. You know, if you look after it well, you give it time, you really dedicate to looking after the Mashona, you still get the return that you want. But let's emphasize again and again in this video that we're saying, if you're going to be interested in doing goat farming, it's more than just the dollar sign. It's more than the dollar sign. You've got to have a passion for the goats. You've got to separate them like what is being done here. You can't have kids, uncles, aunties staying in one crop. Okay. So the thing is that I think the quality of the meat, the quality of the meat with goat really also speaks for itself. If it was an old goat, then you guys would be complaining. But this, I think, was a young, really tender goat. And this is something to say to anyone interested in doing goats, particularly from a business point of view, that the best goat to take to the market is like 1.5 years old, between 1.5 to 2 years. So you can design your business around like 1.5 years. You know, then your business model is built around that. At 1.5 you're taking out your goats, and then you've got another batch, so that you don't get your business killed, or you don't get your pen killed by some of these dubious buyers who can come and want to buy 100 goats and you've got 300 goats only.
Yeah.
So, like what was said by the tender, we need those 3 million goats for sure. If you're going to make business, you know, because we don't want our business to get killed in a season, because we want continuity.
Yes. Da, 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 da.
Okay, so the meat goes in there. A lot of meat. It has to be a lot of meat.
Yo.
Should be a lot of meat.
A lot of goat meat.
A lot of goat
A
meat.
lot of goat meat. A lot of goat meat.
So there you go. It's the mashed goats. This one is yours. Oh,
This is mine.
yes.
Is the nyama enough?
We can add some more.
Come on, guys. You can see my stomach. This is where it's coming from. Wow, lovely.
Okay, 5-second rule. 5-second rule.
Wait, outside.
So Kevin, value addition is not rocket science.
Yeah, now I know.
It's not rocket science.
Now I know, because
We just have to innovate. Just like what you saw today from the beginning, it's about innovation.
Yeah.
It's about it's about just doing things differently, guys.
Very nice.
But this is originally Zimbabwean, 100%. It's not from any other place. So try and put a dollop of mayonnaise for you there, right?
Chili. Yeah.
Chili. Okay, so you can taste that. Goat hot dog, using stir-fried, very tender, highly juicy goat meat. You gotta try it. You've gotta try it. And it's a recipe that takes just a little bit of time. It doesn't take forever. So it's a lie that goat takes
less than 30 minutes. The whole thing.
4 hours to cook. This took what? Confirm.
Less than 30 minutes.
Less than 30
Going on,
minutes.
guys. Get hold of us.
Yeah.
Order your full carcass.
Yes.
They'll bring it to you in cuts. And they'll teach you this same hot dog recipe by your doorstep.
Yes.